struggle with being like bored, and like we only have a few more days of school left, so like we're really doing a whole lot of nothing. But like I'm also so tired that like I can't do anything. So I just feel like the days are going by so slow. But I am looking forward to discussing this. This is going to be a good night. For those of you that are here on the YouTube, oh my gosh, so I have 119 unread emails. For those of you that are here on the YouTube later, on live, I don't think it does it. But for those of you that are here later, this will probably get clipped a lot because we are going to watch a fair amount of the show. And I didn't even plan this being like, oh, I want to watch TV, I'm tired. And it's not as many videos as we've done historically, but I am really excited to watch some videos and drink my water. I literally just feel like so garbage right now. Horrible. I'm gonna wait for a couple more people to join. I also think it might be delayed. It's also, I think part of the reason I just kind of feel like bleh is, well, one, I've been eating like crap, but it's been storming, so it's like really dark and just like depressing looking. And it's really not the vibes. But I got a new desk. This is not it. It's downstairs. I need to bring it up here and move this one somewhere else. But I got a new desk. I'm really excited about it. And my new, and well, not a new chair, but I'm going to go back to the chair I used before that Mike is in. But Mike is actually in the good one. I'm going to use this one. Yeah, the bad one is not the bad one. The one that got more used. Stuck in a commercial. Lame. I've been having such a shitty day. This notification for class made me feel so much better. And I've just been like eating like diabolically lately. I don't know what's going on with me. Blech. I'm just ready for school to be done, and I'm ready to just like live my life and just vibe. Like, is that too much to ask? I don't think it is. I don't think it is. Okay. I had a shitty few weeks, and these streams are truly a highlight. Hey, y'all. Made it to stream. I can finally watch all the way through. How many more days left of school for you? Do you count teacher work days? Because we have a couple of those. I think we have 4. 5? 4. Sorry, today being a Tuesday is throwing me off. 3. We have 3. Sorry. 3 more days of school. That's what I meant. And then those teacher work days. 3 more days of school. I was built for summer breaks. Forgot to go into teaching. I forgot to go into teaching about it. Love Tuesday night class. Okay, let's freaking get into it because I fear I'm going to fall asleep. Using this to get through the last hour of work on almost no sleep. God, I fell asleep so quickly last night. That's how I know I am tired. But anyway, if you don't know who Phaedra is, you will still very much enjoy tonight. Also, you might notice there are 2 QR codes in the arena tonight. As always, the QR code for Dr. Sofyan and his family. I actually spoke with him today. Things are literally horrible. And I was talking to him about like, what are other things besides money? Because we have raised a lot of money, but at a certain point, money's like not helpful. Like he was telling me, he was like, no matter how much money you have, there's just not food. Like it's not like we can't afford the food. Like it's literally just not there. He was saying like a can of tuna is like over $5, and lucky people get to eat like once a day. And it's just a lot and really, really, really horrible. So please continue donating and sharing. And like, it's literally just so depressing to talk about because our government just sucks so bad and is enabling it so bad. And I don't understand like how people aren't acknowledging what they're seeing because it's so like obvious to me. Like I don't know how people have convinced themselves this is fine and are actively in favor of it. Some people, like, I just don't understand how people can have such little empathy, especially for children. Like the amount of children. And then I was posting about Miss Rachel today, these people that are like so angry at her that I'm like, how have we gotten to a place where someone's saying I'm against children being harmed is taken as like a political statement? Like I think it's just really insane and depressing that we're here, and I don't understand. Like, hold on. Oh wait, I don't know who this is, but DM me. You don't have to say it here, but DM me so I know who you are. Finally, I catch one of these streams. You made me LMAO so much when we were in grade school together, and you've continued to do sign LOL. I was born for this niche episode. Thrilled to be here. If you have my number, text me or like DM me on something. If you are like connected with me somewhere, I want to know who this is. But always been this bitch. But yeah, that was like a hard pivot. Sorry, I just saw that message and it caught my eyes. But yeah, so continue to share the fundraiser and like keep talking about it. That's one thing that I'm guilty of, is like not talking about it enough, because I think what's awkward is like I don't know what to say, but like not knowing what to say is kind of fine if you're still not fine, but like if you're still talking about it, that's what matters. There's no like perfect thing to say. And that's what like I haven't been talking about it as much as I have been at other times, because I just like didn't know what to say. Because like I said, the aspect of like, oh, we need money, it's like there's literally food waiting to get in there. Like that's not the problem. So it was kind of like, oh, I'm posting this GoFundMe, but I'm like, that's like, I just felt awkward and like I didn't know what to say, but that's like why it's so important to talk about, because that's the situation. And like if you're not talking about it, then people aren't really going to understand the situation, because I think a lot of people are truly just ignorant about what's going on. I think there's a lot of people that are not and are actively in favor of genocide that we're witnessing in front of our own eyes. But I do think a lot of the American population has just like accepted what they've seen political leaders say, and accepted that like, this is our ally. Like they've never looked into it to form their own opinion about the situation. So not saying that makes it fine. I'm just saying I think the more we talk about it, the more people will start to learn more about it. The backlash is so sad. That's what I mean. Like it's literally a small child in a video. Like it's literally a video of a small child interacting with like a children's education creator. And like, I just don't understand how anyone can be upset about that. And I don't understand how people can like look in the mirror and feel righteous in their anger for that. So that is very long talk we had, but very good, about the QR code on my right. I guess the one with the Palestinian flag that says donate, read, share. That's the one I'm talking about. The one on the other side that says ask Miss Redacted, that is for next week. You can submit questions to me and I'm going to answer them. I will leave the QR code up so you can like live submit them in case we run out or whatever. And I probably won't answer every single one, just depending on what gets asked. So feel free to ask whatever you want. If you feel like it's too personal, don't. Like, you can ask me stuff. I don't have to answer it if I don't want to. So if you're curious about something, ask, because even though I do like keep a fair amount of stuff private, I feel like it's kind of random things that I keep private, and there's some stuff that a lot of people would keep private that I'm very open about. So like, I don't get offended if you ask me personal things, because I've shared very, very personal things before. The average American citizen is just watching mainstream news and taking it as fact. Yeah, and that's why I think like, even though it sucks to talk about and it feels very like, I don't know what I'm like furthering or doing, like I don't know how I'm helping, it is helping to talk about it, you know what I mean? But let's get into Miss Phaedra Parks of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, a much lighter topic. Actually, is it? Like, there is prison involved. I guess you saw the little police thing, spoiler alert. Is there a link by chance? I'm watching it on my phone, so I can't scan. Yeah, good point, good point. Let me post it in the chat. Thank you. There you go. There you go. Let me see. Let me refresh it. Okay, yeah, there are a fair amount on here. Okay, so let's get into Phaedra. Like I said, I'm literally so tired. So if I like don't know how to read tonight, I'm really sorry about that. So this is a picture of her and her mother. I always know that I pick someone good for stream when it's like impossible to find early information about them, because they're really not that famous. So she was born October 22nd, 1973 in Georgia. She is the second of 4 children. Her siblings are Henry Jacquez, is that how you say that name? Albert Bell and Keosha Bell. Her father is a pastor. Her mother is also a pastor. Her father is Henry Parks. Her mother is Regina Bell. They instilled strong Christian values in their children. This faith-based upbringing played a pivotal role on shaping Phaedra's character and worldview. She is often credited her mother as her rock, especially during challenging times in her life. So, That is like Southern vibes, Christian vibes. And then, like I said, here's a picture of her and her mother. This is what she posted for Mother's Day like a year ago, I think. So this is just a side note on her mother that I did not see this coming, but low-key, it kind of makes me ride for her mom. Apparently in 2012, her mom filed a $6 million lawsuit against Vibe magazine. The lawsuit was into allegations in a book that was published of Vibe that said Regina Belle engaged in witch doctory and concocting potions to abort children. Regina Belle vehemently denied these claims and emphasized her tenure her 33-year tenure as a respected preacher in her community. If she had done it, it makes me like her more, actually. Sorry. Like, I hear, oh, you were doing witch doctor for women's health? I'm like, where do I donate? But then she sued them and said she didn't do it. I think she should have owned it. I don't know if she did it. So, these are some pictures of her siblings. Notably, some of her siblings bear the surname Bell, but other ones carry the last name Parks. So Parks is her dad's name, and the older ones have the Parks name, but the younger ones have the Bell name, and we don't really know why. Like I said, she's like famous, but not that famous, so we don't really know if like they were just like, oh, we'll give some kids different names, or if there was like a custody thing, or if they have the same, like we literally just don't know. Phaedra is a notable alumni of my college. Phaedra, which college did you go to? Because she has a couple degrees. So yeah, we don't really know the situation there. And you might be like, Mr. Jackson, why are you bringing that up? That like usually doesn't matter to you. It will become relevant. It will become relevant. Trust. Keep in mind, her familial situation, we don't know. Some different people got some different last names. So here's some pictures of her in high school. She actually grew up, I believe, in Athens, Georgia, which is where the University of Georgia is. But if you're not on the University of Georgia's campus, it's very much like Southern vibes. My guess is that the dad pissed the mom off. Here's some more pictures of her. Wesleyan College, a women's college, baby. So education, look, Wesleyan. For any of the haters that said it wasn't true. She went to Clark Central High School. Then she got a Bachelor of Arts degree with honors from Wesleyan College, and then a Juris Doctorate at the University of Georgia, as well as a degree in Mortuary Sciences from Jefferson State College. We will talk about the Mortuary Sciences a little bit later tonight. But you cannot say my girl is not educated. Like, she literally went to law school, and the University of Georgia Law School, which is like a pretty prestigious law school. Before she went to UGA for the law, she did go to the London School of Economics. I believe she studied, did an affiliate program there when she was at Wesleyan. She is a scholar. Those are all so random. It really is. So here's some pictures of her when she's a little bit older, early in her career, a goth queen. This is so interesting to get a JD and then say next stop mortuary science. I would personally love to interview her about that switch. I'll show you some of it because she did the mortuary science one way later, not way later, but later. It wasn't back to back. Love a Black woman from infinity to infinity. Her career, I'm gonna give people their flowers. This is a picture of her in high school, I believe. So yeah, like I said, small town, Georgia, medium town, Georgia, very, very educated. Both her parents are pastors, heavy Christian values. I think y'all are getting the vibe, very much high achieving, very much seems like a pillar in the community. You're the pastor's child, you have all these degrees, that's just the vibe that she is on. So she is a highly accomplished attorney who founded and operated her own successful legal practice based in Atlanta, Georgia. She specializes in entertainment, civil, and criminal litigation. Civil means if you sue someone for not a criminal crime, but if your landlord owes you money or something like that. She built a reputation for representing high-profile clients, including Bobby Brown. Did he hit his wife, or am I thinking of someone else? I know Bobby Brown is famous, but I want to look it up. Bobby Brown. Yeah, singer, songwriter, actor, rapper, dancer. That's what I thought. Yeah, and he admits to hitting Whitney Houston. Yes, this is exactly what I thought. I didn't want to incorrectly accuse him of that, but it looks like I was correctly accusing him of that. So she represented Bobby Brown. Not the best look for her, but I don't know for what she represented him. In recognition of her professional achievements, she was named Attorney of the Year in 2006. Beyond her legal work, she's involved in prestigious organizations, including the Georgia Law School Alumni Council, the University of Georgia Law School Board, the Grammy Recording Academy Board, the Georgia Campaign for Adolescent Power and Potential, and her legal expertise led to frequent appearances as a legal analyst on major networks like Fox News and NBC, particularly during high-profile cases such as the Michael Jackson trial. Interesting. So very much in like the entertainment law space, it appears. Expanding her reach into the media, she also worked as a television producer. Like, she is collecting this career stones, contributing to the BET's reality, and that's, what is it? Black Entertainment Television? Is that the name of that? The Tiny and Toya show. I told you I literally can't read tonight. Further demonstrating her versatility and influence across multiple industries. So all of that to say, she has a highly accomplished career. She's done a little bit of everything. She has been here, there, and everywhere, and she knows everybody, including Bobby Brown, apparently. So this is her Georgia Rising Stars Super Lawyers 2007, The Deciders. Phaedra Parks and others talk about being young and hanging by a shingle. What does that mean? She and Wendy from Real Housewives of Potomac need to link up. I bet they have at some point. So here's some pictures of her like earlier in her career. You can see there she is on 11 Alive, which I think is like local news in Atlanta. And then here's her with the client. I don't know who that is. So let's talk about Apollo. So Apollo was... I don't want to spoil it for you. She marries Apollo. Apollo Nida was born November 19th, 1978 in Atlanta, Georgia. He had a very unstable and difficult childhood. His mother, Katrina, battled drug addiction for much of his early life, and he has publicly recounted the traumatic experiences of witnessing her overdose from heroin in his formative years. With his mother unable to provide consistent care, he was primarily raised by a patchwork of friends and extended family members, growing up without the stability of a traditional household or strong parental guidance. This lack of structure contributed to significant challenges, including periods of homelessness and neglect. Nida had revealed that he did not begin formal education until the 3rd grade, placing him at an early disadvantage academically and socially. So I started with his backstory to show you her and him have like polar opposite backstories. It seems like she was raised in a household with a very strong, like leading figure of her parents. And I don't think you need to be religious to raise like strong ethical children. But I think in any group of people, having core values and having a mission statement of this is how we treat people, these are the norms of our family, these are the norms of, even if it's like a business or like owners of something, whatever, having that like core thing together, which can be religion, for me it's not, but it can be, I think creates like a lot of I don't know what it creates, but it like a very connected group, if that makes sense. So it seems like she very much had that, especially with both of her parents being pastors. It seems like they had very strong examples of what they were supposed to be doing and what the expectations were for them. And it just seems like he did not have that, you know? Like we see she has all these degrees, was always very well achieving in school. He didn't start school until he was supposed to be in the 3rd grade. Like, come from truly opposite backgrounds. He is mixed race. He's of German and African American descent. He faced a lot of identity challenges growing up, including experiencing racism within his own family. He has spoken publicly about the pain of being subjected to derogatory language, specifically being called the N-word by some of his white relatives. These encounters left a deep emotional impact, contributing to low self-esteem during his formative years. In an interview with Straight from the A, I think that's like a local Atlanta gossip blog, Nida reflected the lasting effects of internalized racism, saying, growing up you hear the N-word and have low self-esteem, but for me it's just like repellent. Oh shit, I just kicked a trash can. But yeah, so his childhood was fucking rough. Like, no other way to say it. It was just rough. So after graduating from high school, he began working as a car repo agent. This gave him exposure to the auto and finance industries. So car repo is like if you don't pay your car payments, they come get it back. So there's repo companies, because like fucking Honda doesn't want to deal with that themselves. So like they hire a company to go like deal with that for them, and then they get like a fee for doing it. So this is when he became increasingly entangled in criminal activity. In 2004, he faced his first major legal issue when he was convicted on federal racketeering charges in connection with an elaborate auto title fraud scheme. The operation involved falsifying documents, manipulating vehicle titles to obtain fraudulent loans and profits, and ultimately drawing the attention of federal investigators. So this is 2004. So again, in 2004, this is when she's building her law career, like very much in different worlds. She's building a law career. She's on all these boards. She's working in television. And he is doing fraudulent loans and manipulating vehicle titles. These are the two worlds that they are in. I am not a judgmental person, but we are going to acknowledge that they're very different. So in 2004, he was convicted under Georgia's Racketeer Influenced in Corporate Organizations, RICO, for his role in a sophisticated auto title fraud ring that operated as a part of a larger criminal enterprise. The scheme centered on acquiring stolen vehicles and altering or cloning their vehicle identification numbers, creating counterfeit titles, and selling the vehicles to unsuspecting buyers as if they were legally owned. So basically they steal a car, get it a fake title, sell it like it's not a stolen car. That's their scheme. These illegal transactions involved forged documents, fake registrations, and financial paperwork designed to give both lenders and purchasers. Nida's involvement was substantial. According to court records, he was found in possession of multiple stolen vehicles with falsified vehicle identification numbers. I guess a VIN is like the car's social security number, and was directly connected to the creation and distribution of fraudulent documentation used in the transactions. Evidence presented during the trial included the counterfeit vehicle registration, you get it, blah, 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 blah. He was initially sentenced to 18 years in prison due to the severity and scope, but he was granted parole and release in 2009 after serving for 5 years. So this is a picture of Apollo, just so you can put a name with the face. At least they're more crafty than the Kia boys that just steal the cars and drive erratically. I know, right? Because it's like, to what end? To what end? This is him shortly before he was released, you can see, 2009. So, they originally met in 1997 when he was 19 and she was 25. They began dating shortly after the meeting. She was establishing her legal career in Atlanta, and during Nida's first legal case, she was his attorney. So I guess they were friends when she was like in school, having her career, all of that, because she would have been about 20. Or was she 25 during that time? What year was she born? Sorry, I feel like the math is off here. 1973. Okay, yeah. So she's 25 when they met, probably just graduating law school or about to graduate law school. And she is meeting him, and then fast forward a couple years, she's a successful attorney, so she represents him in his case. At the time, like I said, she was establishing her legal career in Atlanta, so this solidified their connection. The relationship ended because he became incarcerated, but they continued to stay in contact throughout his sentence. After his release from prison in 2009, they resumed their relationship and got married the same year. The same year. So again, she meets him in 97, they reconnect because of the case, then he goes to prison, and then they get married straight away. Straight away they get married. Starting to see some concerns. I can see it in your eyes. Here's their wedding. Beautiful couple. Beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at them. A beautiful wedding. Nothing to see here. Phaedra, I think there could have been other fish in the sea. And he was in prison for years. Okay. For sure. Very shortly after they get married, they announce they're having a baby. And this is a real photo shoot that they did. Because, pickles are a common pregnancy craving. She said that was her idea for the photo shoot. If I had to see it, so did you. So things are getting quite interesting. I know what you're thinking. You're like, I thought this woman was a highly accomplished lawyer. She is. And I don't want to take away from that. But these photos were her idea. Diva down. Yeah, like diva down for real. Diva down all the way fucking down. As a fellow Scorpio, even I can't justify Phaedra and Apollo. All queens make bad decisions sometimes. What in God's name? What gets me is that she was professionally involved in the case. If she was unconnected, oh well, but that's less awkward to see. So, yeah. A really normal and beautiful maternity shoot. No, the pickle was not a gender reveal. That's the only thing that could have made this better. The only thing that could have made this better is the pickle being a gender reveal. So there was some drama around her pregnancy and her due date. We will talk about Real Housewives in a second, but as I'm sure you noticed, this is right around the time she gets cast on Real Housewives. So when she gets cast on Real Housewives, she is a newlywed who is pregnant, who's a lawyer, who's married to someone who just got out of prison. They do not make television like they used to. They actually, the Valley is getting there for me. Wearing a pickle coming November 2025. That's funny. That would have been funny. Her brain had already fully developed. What's the excuse? No, literally. She's like in her 30s at this point. So naturally, people start asking questions. You just got married. Now you're having a baby. How far along are you? She lives life on go mode. Literally. She is like all gas, no brakes at all. So this is one of her first appearances on Real Housewives.
Happy Mother's Day, Joy.
This is a Mother's Day brunch.
Yes. Look at you, honey. How you doing?
How you doing, man?
Hey, how are you? You look wonderful. Hi, and this is Callie. Hi, I'm Cynthia. Nice to meet you.
Callie's so much older now. This is so old.
Come on in, sweetheart. All right, you guys. The kids are gonna sit here at this table.
There's Phaedra,
I had
pregnant.
set up for us to sit out there. It's a little chilly. Okay, are the kids set up? Who's sitting here? Okay, no bad.
What do you want to talk about? The Cavaliers game?
Their kids are so little.
Thank you guys.
Leaving
for
beer
coming.
with the kids.
Thanks for inviting us.
So cute.
The fishy faced you. When I saw Nene, it caught me off guard at first. I didn't know that she had her nose done, so it kind of like, nobody else knows this but me? What's going on here?
I bet you know anything since your surgery. What did you get done?
My boobs and liposuction here. I ain't gonna tell you.
Your old coworker used to date Candy?
I contoured my nose.
So you happy?
I contoured my nose. It's
All the
crazy.
matter.
I'm very happy with it.
I think that Nene probably could have left her nose so it was. But who am I to come between a girl and her nose?
It's just like having a baby. You're gonna be in pain, and then when they come out, you just like the pain went away.
Phaedra, when was your due date?
And it was July, but this baby getting ready to come up out of here.
July? I thought you were 5 months pregnant.
Yeah, my due date was July 26th or August 1st.
But isn't it dangerous to have a baby at 6 and 7 months?
Not if everything's fully formed and his lungs are functioning.
I ain't never heard of no doctor do that.
Me either. Right. That's real early. Yeah. I think it was really weird when Phaedra really couldn't give me a solid due date. I'm thinking, bitch, you don't know when you got knocked up.
But he's sitting on my bladder, and so I've had, a couple of weeks ago, I had a lot of bleeding.
Bleeding?
Yeah, and so I'm coming up out of here.
One thing I can do, and that's add. And what Phaedra is saying, it's not adding up.
So you're really like more like 6 months?
I don't
It
know
takes
what I
about 6 months?
I know they're going to do it at 34 weeks. So 34 weeks is when he's going to come.
Oh,
Shut up! That is so stupid. Look, chicks from the hood, honey, don't even know who they pregnant by, and they know how far they are.
It was either not his baby
Nene's
or
so
she
funny.
got pregnant before she got married.
So y'all got to give me some advice because I don't know nothing about babies.
You should keep him in until he's ready to come out.
You said what?
Keep him in there until he's ready to come out.
I don't know.
Listen, a lot of attorneys are excellent liars. And the fact that she couldn't come up with a good lie, I mean, good gracious.
So that's one of the first intros that we get to her. When I watched this on TikTok, I had no idea Phaedra's preacher mother was at the event too. She was? Where was she? Because this mom isn't Phaedra's mom. That one is Candy's mom. Candy's mom is the one that is the older lady at this table, unless I just didn't see Phaedra's mom earlier. She gets a lot of work done from this early season. Her face does not look the same. More power to her. Did she win the Bobby Brown case? I don't think she represented him in like that kind of case. I think it was in like a couple other like entertainment legal matters. So this is the time, like I said, she was cast on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So she is on Real Housewives, baby. Let me look up what season it was. It was one of the earlier ones, but not the first one. What season did Phaedra join Real Housewives of Atlanta? Season 3. Okay, that's what I thought. So it's season 3. So she's not an OG, but she's pretty close to it. Yes, Candy dated another guy I know from my work named Big Block. After they broke up, this other young guy who I ended up working with came along and did allegedly some entertainment for Miss Candy for a while. Oh, period. Also, you said you DM'd me, but I can't find it, so sorry. Feel free to email me or find me. I believe in you. So anyway, this is Phaedra's baby shower, and this is one of just like the perfect ways to describe her vibe, is this baby shower. She made everyone wear hats
Let's all give a round
and hired a
to
hostess.
the lady of the hour, Mrs. Apollo Kleiner.
I hate when people say Mrs. and the husband's name, because you don't have a fucking first name. Why is it his first name? You have a first name, okay? And this is not her husband. This is her friend Dwight, because you'll see.
Are we having a second wedding today? Here comes the bride. I love Phaedra, but the rhinestones on the eyelashes things, that was a little bougetto. Bougie and ghetto at the same time. Bougetto.
Hi. Oh, you're taking all the presents? Oh, this is a very big room. Let's go find Candy.
I can't believe Kim is showing up late. That's just plain rude. And a wig does not count as a hat, honey.
Oh, I know you, bitch. Hey.
I'm so, look how good looking they are. Are you joking? Hi, baby girl. How are you? Nice to see you. Hi, Kim. Hi, baby. How are you?
Bougetto.
I didn't get the memo that I was supposed to wear a hat. I'll just keep drinking.
Kim is great television.
How are you? Oh, nice to see you. Oh, look at your face. It looks so pretty.
The roses in the hair, that was bad. That was probably Dwight's idea.
We're ready to start. I hate to interrupt you. We're returner.
We have a Kim episode. It was a while ago. It's one of my favorites.
What is going on now?
Kim's face.
That was the fucking nutcracker. I was like, what the hell?
For what? You're having a boy. Even if you were having a girl, this doesn't even make sense.
The ballerinas at the shower was my idea. I don't think people celebrate the arts quite enough. And since I am a, entertainment attorney, I have a love of the arts.
I thought she was having a boy. What happened?
Since I'm an entertainment attorney, I have a love of the arts.
She's having a boy. What happened at your baby shower?
I just had like very close family and friends. Like this is too much for me.
Apollo didn't want to do the dance because he's real manly, and so he was like, no, that's girly, I won't do it.
Like somebody just please stab me in the neck and put me out of my misery.
She's gonna have 2 babies out of there. I'm not even playing. Is she not big? She's out to here and they're like waltzing. Like, sit in the fucking rocking chair, open your gifts, have some cake, and call it a day.
Sit in the fucking rocking chair, open your gifts, have some cake, and call it a day.
What the hell is so funny?
She's trying to leave.
Just keep drinking, we'll be alright.
It'll be all
I've never seen a baby shower quite like Phaedra's. Nobody will ever have one like that again.
They're so fucking shady, but Phaedra just makes it so easy. Do you see what I mean? Like, she is literally, like, her Southern values and entertainment lawyer is, like, personifying through everything that she does. So on her debut season of The Real Housewives, she presented herself as a Southern belle, managing the complexities of the demanding legal career, her marriage to Apollo, and the anticipation of being a mother. Early on, a significant storyline unfolded around the timeline of her pregnancy and marriage. She was notably private and cautious about sharing details regarding her due date, which created an air of mystery and led to speculation among other cast members. Her reluctance to reveal the exact timing of her pregnancy sparked confusion and gossip within the group, with several cast members openly questioning whether she had conceived before her wedding. So this is one thing. Me and my fiance have watched Real Housewives of Atlanta, and he really does not like Phaedra because he says Phaedra always seems like she's trying to sell something to you, and I think it's because of this. I think because she came on and everyone got this really disgenuine read of her, she just never really like came back from that. I told you tonight we had a fair amount of videos. So
How many grandchildren do you have?
sorry, it's like so awkwardly cropped. It's a TikTok.
I'm the only one that's married.
Okay, so this is Phaedra in the hospital about to give birth, and Candy comes to
How
visit
many
her.
grandchildren do you have? None. I'm the only one that's married. Oh, she's too excited.
That don't really mean you can't have a baby just because you ain't married.
In my family, you can't have one unless you married. Oh, really?
That's mama's rules.
Oh. That's the pastor, honey.
So, I don't know if you can hear, but she said, you can't have a child in my family if you're not
This is
married.
my awesome doctor.
Unless you...
Hello. This is Dr. Lou. This is my girlfriend, Candy. I trust my doctor so much because I've known him forever. Me and his wife, we're super close. And I just trust him to the point so that he came here and said, like, how many weeks are you? I'm like, honey, I don't know. I have just not kept up with stuff like that because I'm like, whatever.
She's good. She's 40 weeks.
Mom's
That's
face.
what I was telling her. She's talking about, oh, I'm not going 2 months early.
You are term.
The doctors I was
Headphones.
seeing, well, they just have different theories to use.
This is not theory. This is what.
Kim was right. The doctor explained everything. She is due, but I guess her mom is just gonna ignore the facts and just get over it. I'm just gonna let you get some rest. I don't wanna, be all up in your ear and in your face, but I get you.
Yeah, well, thank you for coming. I guess I'm gonna try to take a nap before all this fun begins. To see you once this baby shoots the coop.
He said shoots the coop.
Lord.
So,
How many
it is confirmed she is not having her baby 2 months early. She is indeed 9 months pregnant.
I got something to tell y'all.
What?
And this is
Y'all
Candy
right.
telling the group.
Phaedra was full term.
What does she think she is fooling? With her big old belly. Look like she's about to pop. I've had 3 kids. I know what 9 months pregnant look like.
What kills me is everyone at that brunch is a mother. Like, it's harder to lie to them because they know.
Very religious, and they're not allowed to have babies outside of wedlock in their family. They were looking at me like, of course, you're the only dummy that always believe in her. The doctor was like, yeah, she's 40 weeks, and she
She was like, I don't know, honey. She's like, I'm just confused.
She's a lawyer. She's sticking with the lies.
You don't have to be a lawyer to stick with a lie.
Nene being so fucking shady to Peter. I remember watching this with my mom, and we were on the floor over this. So here is Kim and Phaedra arguing about the due date.
Well, while we are bringing up some stuff, been brought to my attention, everyone was chattering about my due date and all that stuff. In particular, you, Miss Kim. I feel like you've been real two-faced because you had talked to me and been really nice to me. And,
Don't say hi. I'm not an ass.
I got you, but it's an ass that runs around talking about unborn children.
Everybody's been talking about Phaedra's due date. Phaedra comes and attacks me. Why? I'll tell you why. Nene's gonna strangle her. Sheree would pull her hair. Cynthia's just gonna go, you're right, and give her some contract. So she picks on me.
First of all, I didn't call your baby an alien. You said to me you were 5.5 months pregnant. I'm a nurse. Guess what? I have a degree.
What kind of nurse are you?
A registered nurse, honey.
Okay, well, I would love to see that documentation.
Let me tell you something. Don't get it twisted, because now you got me pissed.
I said, how far along are you?
You said 5.5 months, and I just kept moving, and I said, okay. Then it's 6 months, 6.5 months.
You were telling me that my doctor's gonna have this baby early. I've been to school. Although you may not think I'm educated, believe it or not, I did go to school.
Honey, just because you strip out of a nurse's outfit does not make you a nurse, baby girl.
But there's not a doctor on the planet that's gonna induce a baby that's 7 months along.
So have I said that that's strange? I think it's strange.
And Kim was, she's not a registered nurse. What is she? A licensed practical nurse. It's like slightly below a registered nurse. Kim's Snapchat is incredible. What kind of nurse are you? Registered goes hard, but it's like, actually, I don't know if it's true because I did a stream on her and what I saw is that she was a licensed practical nurse, but I haven't seen her credential and she did show Phaedra her credential. So maybe what I saw on the internet was wrong. But yeah, I do have a stream back on YouTube about Kim. It's one of my favorite streams. Kim is such a character. She's so crazy. And I have a whole playlist of Bravo people, if that's your jam. So here is Phaedra's sip and see. If you don't know what a sip and see is, I think this is a Southern thing. I don't think I've seen other people do this. But you have everyone over for drinks and they look at the baby. That's what it is. It seems like hell. I don't know. Like if I was fresh off that hospital delivery room, I do not want people in my house sipping and seeing anything. Get out. She was a licensed nurse. This is what I meant. I called it a sprinkle. Yeah, this is like after the baby's born.
To make sure everything is right.
I know. We've decided to have a sip and see, and the sip and see is a Southern traditional gathering of friends, and you allow people to come in and celebrate the birth of your new child. As always, I've invited the who's who of Atlanta.
She always talks like this. This is why my fiance hates her. He was like, she just always seems like she's putting on an act. Sip and see your way out.
Incorporate a peach. Scent, fragrance, we got you. Taste, or anything with a peach, let's use it.
I chose to have a peach thing because my baby is so cute and his face looks like a little perfect peach.
We want some on the table right here.
Okay.
Some in here, and just put them everywhere. Everywhere. Take those in here.
Dwight. Those peaches look wonderful. They do.
Beautiful.
That looks pretty. Dwight, my love.
Look at you. You get any smaller.
The idea of having these random jerks trespassing through my home and my newborn.
Body is banging.
She does look really good.
Oh, did I show you the preserves I made?
Oh, let me see them.
This was like her thing. She was like, it's giving mother, it's giving, I have everything. I made fresh jam for everyone with my baby's face on it. Like,
Being a proper hostess entails being prepared with wonderful food, great etiquette, and just a splash of fabulousness. I'm ultra southern.
this is historical to anyone from Atlanta because what do you mean the theme was peaches? Imagine having that much time. Imagine giving that much of a shit. Like, imagine. I cannot imagine. I told you there's so many clips. We're in like a lot of clips and then we'll stop soon. So. Another early plot line of the show is another woman on the show, Kenya, would flirt with Apollo all the time. Kenya was just flirting with Apollo constantly. They don't talk like real people. Like, they watched an old Southern movie and stole the script. It's like you told ChatGPT to be like a Southern belle. It's so formal and feels stiff. It does. They just feel very awkward. So here are some clips of Kenya flirting with Apollo. One thing you need to know about me, I do not like Kenya Moore. I'm not going to say that. I've never met her, so I don't know. Maybe I just don't like the way she's edited. She's done a lot of things on the Real Housewives of Atlanta that I just felt were like really diabolical. I do have a lot of empathy for her because she has really, really bad childhood trauma. Maybe we'll do a stream about her, but probably not, honestly, just because she like really grinds my gears in some ways. But anyway, so the woman in this clip know that I'm not the biggest fan of, but I do have a lot of empathy towards her because she's seen some shit, but also like, goddamn, why are you acting like that?
Look at you looking all buff and everything. Look like a supermodel with the shades on. It was my first time meeting Apollo, and he is a very attractive man. I was like, Apollo. He's
Prison gym. You do not shove another woman's husband in the pool. You don't do that.
Okay, get in the pool.
And you don't pick up another woman on her ass when you're married.
Flirting with Apollo.
If you had to give Apollo a birthday present, and it involved two of your friends, name two.
Look at Phaedra.
I ain't in there. Keep going to
No.
It just keeps getting worse, right? It's like a train wreck.
It's always initiated text with me, and they were perfectly, friendly at first.
At first?
There was never any inappropriate text message between Apollo and myself.
He really grabbed her by the
from
cheek.
me. When he said, "Oh, I just don't really care for her," and da 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 da, well then don't text message me in a friendly way.
The general rule is you shouldn't be texting nobody's husband. And you did imply that something inappropriate happened.
No, I did not.
Everyone obviously.
I was going to talk to you about some stuff. I'm in Philly now, so you can read for yourself.
We don't say LOL thanks babe to somebody else's husband, but we'll keep moving.
LOL thanks babe to someone else's husband is diabolical. Diabolical. I remember when I was in high school, I had this teacher who I'm still very close with. She taught me for years, and I've like house-sitted for her a bunch of times. And one time she was telling me that she was like, if you text another woman's husband and he's in your age range, you need to make it a group chat. But she was like, if you're texting another woman's husband and he's like an old man, then it's more fine. Because she texted my dad and asked for our garage code because she was like, well, your dad is like much older than me, so like it like obvious, and like it's obviously nothing, so I can just text him and ask for the garage code. But he was like, if your dad and your mom were like around my age and we'd hung out socially, I would put a group chat of them to ask for the garage code. And she was like explaining that to me, and I was like, okay, because I don't remember why. We were like, it came up. We were talking about some TV show or something. It might have honestly been this one. No boundaries in sight. And that's what I mean with Kenya. She has no boundaries and no respect because she was like so emotionally abused as a child with no boundaries and no respect. So that's why like I do have a fair amount of empathy for her, but I could not like be around her socially, I don't think. At least the way she acted in the first couple seasons. I have kind of fallen off of Real Housewives of Atlanta, so I have not seen the newest ones.
Well, all of the texts are straight.
Damn right, I could have. I know I could have.
Hold on.
Uh-oh. Everyone's saying
I
uh-oh.
respect you as a person, just like
But I need you to act like you respect me.
Hold on, yeah. What is he doing over there with her?
You go and say all kind of crazy about me, and you sit up and laugh like it's nothing.
And what's going on here? Those type of things. Hey, what's up?
So it's not good. Like the vibes are really not good. And then this was at one of the reunions. I fucking love this clip. Phaedra just checks the fuck out of Kenya, and it's so funny. And no, at this point, it never ended up like coming to fruition, but Kenya had been discussing the possibility of getting a sperm donor and like having a baby on her own.
And while she's sitting around running around talking about my husband and the father of my children, and she spends her weekends peddling through sperm banks, looking through catalogs to try to find the donor. Honey, you don't know if your baby daddy will be an axe murderer or a child molester, because what you will know is that he needed $10 to get him a medium-sized pizza, so he ejaculated in a cup so you could have a kid. Now check that.
The guy eating the pizza. I didn't know that was in here. Literally a fucking legendary read on someone. Legendary read on someone from Phaedra. Phaedra has impeccable diction. I will give her that. So, additionally, that was like 2 big pieces of drama with her. I'm not going to go through everything she did on the show, but one was her due date, one was this drama with Kenya and her husband. When Andy is silent, you know it's good. Yeah, she doesn't stutter, but again, like, she's a lawyer. Like, she is a smart woman. You cannot deny that. I think marrying Apollo was a lapse in judgment. So, additionally, her interactions with Nene were marked by noticeable tension and sharp, witty exchanges. From the outset, they had contrasting personalities. Parks is very like polished and poised and a Southern belle, and Nene is very outspoken and bold and more provocative. So they had some friction between them as well. She remained a central figure from season 3 to season 9. So that's a pretty long run. A fair amount of housewives don't last 2 seasons. And the storylines evolved significantly over her time on the show. Early on, we saw her as having a baby, her law career, whatever. And then she expanded her professional pursuits by launching a funeral business. So on the show, she went back to school and launched a funeral business, which like she was commuting to Jefferson State to like meet with her study group and stuff. Like she is a hard worker. I will definitely give her that. Like I do admire that in her. This business endeavor showcased her entrepreneurial spirit and allowed viewers to see a different side of her beyond legal and social scenes. Throughout her time on the show, her marriage to Apollo was a major focus. So we will get into more of his stuff later. I think I want to skip this.
I don't know about these shoes, but last time I saw those mules was in the manger when Jesus was coming to us.
I'll show a
Ghost,
couple.
this is a wig. Please don't.
Actually, no, because some of this stuff is from too later. I'm going to skip over that too. Maybe we'll come back to these at the end. So here are some funny moments from her time on the show, just to give you like some other little tidbits. This is quite possibly my favorite piece of media ever. One thing about Phaedra is it seems like her children, they are being parented well. They were on the show. They're always polite. They're very well spoken. They know their words. Like it seems like she does not play about her kids. This is my favorite ever.
You look like sunshine. Why, thank you.
This is Mama Joyce. This is Kandi Burruss's mother. Kandi Burruss's mother is coming to Phaedra's office to talk to her.
Hey, Mr. Gorgeous, how you doing? So speak, Ada.
I'm gonna run it back in case you missed it.
I'm trying to act shy. No, you're not shy. Mm-hmm. Everybody knows I'm raising my children to respect their elders, but I don't know what's come over Abe with Mama Joyce. He acts like he's a little afraid of her. Sometimes I am too, but Mama Joyce is off the chain.
So when, but like, I don't want to treat. Killed me. The reason Mama Joyce is there is because Phaedra hooked up Kandi and Todd and like got them together as a couple, and Mama Joyce fucking hates Todd. Mama Joyce, I think, will hate Todd until the day that she passes. And so she came to Phaedra's office to yell at her for hooking them up. Let me actually find the video. Mama Joyce, Phaedra. I like when we have less slides because I can go on these little tangents. Okay, I found it. Okay, hold on. Also, don't forget to ask me questions for next week. No offense, but there's not that many. Full offense, actually. Let me refresh it. There's 10. That's better than nothing. She went to her work for that talk. This is suddenly so much better. So this is Mama Joyce coming to Phaedra's office.
So what's going on?
Oh, just a few things. I just wanted to ask for some legal advice.
Legal advice?
Yes, legal advice. I wanted to ask you about a prenup. Candace said that she was getting one.
I have one. I'm not required to give everybody, or anybody for that matter, legal advice. However, since it is Mama Joyce, I want her to be very educated and knowledgeable about what she's talking about.
I was talking with them. We had dinner, and Todd said he didn't know nothing about a prenup. And if something were to happen in the next 2 or 3 years, and if...
Okay, I want to address, can I legally kick your ass for hooking up this deadbeat with my kid? Mama Joyce has been riding on the train that Todd is a deadbeat. Todd has always had a job. Like, Todd has had a successful career, which kills me.
Hopefully it wouldn't. You would not come back and say in the manner to which you become accustomed to. And you know what he said?
What?
Oh, no, I can't sign that.
He said he wouldn't sign the prenup?
Yes. Why in the hell did you introduce him? Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Well, all these lawyers and everything else that you know, you going to introduce her to one of the workers?
When I introduced Candy to Todd on our trip to Africa, I knew Todd was the perfect guy for her. He's as cute as a button, he's smart as a whip, and I knew that they would make a very cute couple.
I personally would never introduce my girlfriend to him. You don't introduce folks to people because they're cute. That little Todd is so cute.
They missed the best part. They missed the best part. And that was literally what was like on the caption too. You need to see it, I'm sorry. You need to see what she says. Just kidding, I can't find it. I can't believe Bravo did that. Okay, here's another clip on TikTok. Let's see if this works. Ugh, no, I don't want to pull it up because like my notifications come up like crazy. I'll just let you listen.
He's short. He got a big head.
Okay. And I knew that they would make a very cute couple.
I personally would never introduce my girlfriend to him. You don't introduce folks to people because they're cute. That little Todd is so cute.
He is.
He's little. He's short. He got a big head. Candace short. She got a big head. Don't you? Hello? 2 short people with big heads. You don't introduce 2 short people with big heads.
You don't introduce 2 short people with big heads. Incredible. Actually, you need to see it. Fuck it. Hopefully nothing weird comes up.
A big head. Don't you? It's my girlfriend to him. You don't introduce folks to people because they're cute. That little Todd is so cute.
He is.
He's little. He's short. He got a big head. Candace short. She got a big head. Don't you? Hello? 2 short people with big heads. You don't introduce 2 short people with big heads.
No.
You didn't get no little short man with no big head.
Well, no, but this
okay, now that's it. You ain't got to say no more. No. Hell no.
Mama Joyce. Mama Joyce is a lot. Like, Mama Joyce is a lot. I will say that much about her. Don't have much to say other than she's a lot. She hates Todd. That's one thing you can count on is her hating Todd. Here's a clip of Phaedra dragging everyone.
I'm the ultimate Southern Belle. I get what I want.
Every saying's got a past, every sinner's got a future.
She fit in right with Atlanta because everybody in Atlanta say they're a model, a producer, or a rapper.
Just because someone's a model does not mean that they're gorgeous. That just means they're skinny and tall. So,
I think they were a little offended by something you said a long time ago. Remember when you
I want to be with a bunch of crazy kids everywhere.
I have 5.
5?
You wanted a clean man.
Lord, You gotta bring me somebody clean. I didn't even know the man had a village of children. How would I know? That was the first time I ever laid eyes on the man. I didn't know he was the little man in the shoe.
He wasn't clean because he had kids.
I didn't tell him to sleep with everybody he met.
Oh, you know that.
I mean, not saying that he did, but obviously he, doesn't use birth control. But
I didn't know Cynthia and Kim was good friend. I guess Kim gave her one of her wigs because she had on a horrible wig that day.
I just think Cynthia didn't have a brain of her own, poor thing. I didn't want to marry Papa Smurf, so I married my husband.
You said Papa Smurf.
Candy looks really good here. I like her makeup like that.
Papa Smurf is Peter. And some days I guess he could be Uncle Ben. Because you didn't talk to me, it was really nice to me,
No, say hi. I'm not an ass.
I got you, but it's an ass that runs around talking about unborn children. We didn't go to high school together. No, we didn't, because she's older than me.
However, just a few years.
Well, we won't go there, but
we can.
Have some sparkling water. I'm parched.
You guys at the end of the day?
Well, you weren't in high school with me. You were older than my oldest brother, so we weren't in high school.
I'm 43 to be exact.
I'm a nurse. Guess what? I have a degree.
What kind of nurse are you?
A registered nurse, honey.
Okay, well, I would love to see that documentation.
I love Nene. She's so funny.
I'm 43 to be exact.
Oh, well.
Actually, I just turned 43.
Okay, well, congratulations. Happy birthday. However,
I've been to school. Although you may not think I'm educated, believe it or not, I did go to school.
Honey, just because you strip out of a nurse's outfit does not make you a nurse, baby girl. I hear a lot of stuff about you, but I don't run around talking about, Big Papa's in foreclosure because that's not my business. That's your name. That's not my business. Google me. Your claim to fame is this show. Honey, I'm pre-Housewives. We should stop by Sheree. She's right around the corner, too. Her block.
I would love to see it.
I love this show.
What's the well, Chateau Sheree is still unfinished, right?
It's still unfinished. It takes a long time. It's a huge house. I had a problem with one of the, not the contractor, but the guy that who...
I don't think it's going to be ready for the holidays now.
No, it's definitely not going to be ready for the holidays.
So I ended up having to get new contractors. So it's moving forward. And you'll be the first person over for tea.
Okay. Phaedra, you went and visited the lot. What did you see?
Dirt and grass.
So what do you mean she couldn't do it?
So she filed a contempt. What is the status of your case now?
Bob, like I just said,
It's in the same place it was when I had it.
I mean, you can't control the court system.
I'm gonna let you wear the crown because you're the queen of throwing everybody under the bus.
She got in an argument with Sheree because she represented her in
You don't have to go low.
custody or something with her ex-husband.
You came out the womb acting, honey. Right. You came out the womb acting a fool. Nobody's trying to fool anybody, but you would have to be a fool to think that the Crazy Horse is a burlesque show.
Please.
I don't know. She's just not normal. Something in the buttermilk ain't clean.
And she was telling everybody she about to do a stallion booty DVD.
You're joking, right?
No, I'm dead serious.
Imitation, of course, is the highest form of flattery. And, we've got
Why does she
single white
beef with
female,
everyone?
we've got black, delusional Kenya. And so this all just, and for her to say she had such a wonderful distribution deal, but hers is in the same place as mine.
Well, let me
Amazon.
explain that for you, Auntie. First of all, my distribution
She
deal is
did
with
like
the same
competing
people who
workout
distributed
videos with
Bethany
Kenya.
Frankel's videos.
So the
It's
meeting
one of
where Kenya was flirting with Apollo, that was like about the workout thing, and then they ended up doing their own videos, and they were like, "You copied my video."
Top 10 videos that's out there. States yesterday, okay? 40 is fabulous, honey. You asked
Google took your fake ones down and noted on there. Fake reviews being submitted prior to the actual DVD even being released. Words of Whitney Houston.
The truth is the
Donkey
numbers
booty
speak
versus
for
stallion
themselves.
booty.
Whatever.
The modern day Cold
Twirl
War.
on that. She's selling a booty made in Mexico.
Let me tell you.
Well, from the contacts to them booties to that booty to your fake relationship with Walter, girl, you have.
So yeah, Phaedra argued with a lot of women on the show. And like we said, she had a funeral business briefly. Wow, does she still? She got trained by this guy, Willie Watts, who's a very famous funeral director, apparently.
Hey, Jocelyn, how are you? I'm good. Good to see you.
Great to see you too. You're looking lovely as always.
Thank you. Thank you.
So what are we learning today?
We're actually meeting with the family to make arrangements.
Okay.
So we'll be going into the conference room, and we'll go from there. I want you to sit there since you're going to be the one making those arrangements today, and the family should be here shortly.
Mario Lewis.
Nice to meet you, Mario.
And his sister Amanda.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, and thank you so much for entrusting your loved one's final arrangements to Billy Watkins.
Imagine you're trying to plan a funeral at a Real Housewives and the camera rolls up.
Unless you're going to put your loved one in a pine box, I don't feel bad about selling them the finest of caskets because this is their final resting place. And I'd rather for them to be resting on a silly Posturepedic than the floor. So it looks like your total is right at $14,022.18.
Robbing people.
How will you be taking care of this today? Credit card. Use the credit card.
I want to be made into a firework.
Father born.
He was born in Americus, Georgia.
Okay, I'm sorry. I interrupted you. I need you to see this ending part because it's very funny. Okay, be quiet about the money. Hold on for 1 second. We'll return to that.
Where was your father born?
He was born in Americus, Georgia.
Do you know his birth date by chance?
April 10th, 1910.
It was because this was in her training. That is just one of the employees and his friend. Like, no one died. It's not a real funeral. And they were holding it together till she asked when the grandfather was born. And he said 1910. And this was in I think 2012 at this point. So she did get trained to become a funeral director, went to mortuary school, knows how to embalm a body, all of that stuff right there. So during seasons 4 through 6, she took an unconventional career turn. She was motivated by personal loss and a desire to provide dignified care for grieving families. She began studying and actively working while being an attorney and filming the show. She enrolled in Jefferson State Community College's mortuary science program. So on the show, it would show her having to go to the school, which is a few hours from Atlanta, I think. And many of whom the people on the show were surprised by this. She completed her degree in 2014 and went on to apprentice under the renowned funeral director Willie Watkins of Atlanta, who is a respected figure in the industry and known for high-profile services in the Black community. There's some really famous people who he did the funerals of, historic figures. I just can't remember anybody off the top of my head. She eventually launched her own funeral business, which she occasionally referenced on and off the show. In later interviews, she revealed that they had a significant increase because during COVID, she said business was booming due to the unfortunate rise of deaths during that time. So, Apollo unfortunately goes to jail for a second time. And again, his first charges were around car theft and a RICO charge and things like that. So, after his release from prison in 2009, he became quickly involved in another fraudulent operation, and this led to another conviction in 2014. So it seems like it was pretty soon after he got out of prison that he started reoffending again with pretty much a very similar crime. This scheme was more sophisticated and far-reaching. They created fake debt collection agencies designed to harvest personal information from consumer data repositories like Equifax. So basically, they made fake phone calls to get people's personal information. I have not followed her to Potomac at all, so I don't know the new stuff about this. So anyway, by exploiting these databases, they were able to obtain personal data, including social security numbers and banking information, and use that to commit identity theft. So Using stolen identities, they opened numerous fraudulent bank accounts, which were instrumental in facilitating the scheme. These accounts were used to deposit stolen checks and launder money, funneling the illicit gains through seemingly legitimate channels. The operation allowed the group to access funds fraudulently from unsuspecting victims, causing significant financial harm. One of the things that I heard they did is so a lot of people have unclaimed money, like money that is theirs that they never access. So maybe you got some stocks from a company or some retirement money and you didn't realize that and you never logged in and there's like a couple $1,000s sitting in there. They would use people's social security numbers and try and find any money that they had like out there and take it for themselves basically. Because most people, if you rob their main bank account, they're going to notice that. But if people have accounts they forgot about or don't know existed, that was kind of their play, which is why I think they were getting away with it for a while. The federal investigation into this complex network of crimes uncovered extensive evidence of Nida's involvement, leading to his arrest and subsequent trial. In 2014, he was convicted of conspiring to commit mail fraud, wire fraud, and bank fraud. For these offenses, he was sentenced to 8 years in federal prison, marking one of the most serious legal repercussions in his life. So, right around the time that he's going through this, she also says, I'm not going to be with you anymore. And this was on the show. I feel a lot of empathy with her for this because I think she has this such a polished look. I do not think in a million years she ever thought this would happen or be on national television.
Oh, Jesus. Is this him again?
You want to change on me?
So this is shortly before he was going to leave for prison.
I don't want to call police, but I will.
Stop playing with me, Phaedra.
Please, go away from me with this.
Okay.
Go away from me. Stop it, Apollo. I don't want to hear what you got to say. Stop it.
Listen to me for 1 second. Do not.
Well, you need to start acting like you got good sense. What
Apollo returns to prison, Jim.
I'm really not sure what he's capable of at this moment because he has nothing to lose.
This is literally, I think, the day before he's leaving for prison.
Never call the police on him. Just let him go.
So I think he's getting some of his stuff out of the house.
I'm very protective of Apollo, despite everything that he has done. He is the father of my children, and
They have
I
two
don't want to
kids
see
at this
anything
point.
bad happen to him. Let his friend get him.
Young man, if you borrow my stuff or use my stuff, please put it back.
That guy's there to install a security system.
Apollo, I don't want you to get in any trouble.
Will I have my key?
Apollo, I might not even be here when you come back.
You're not sure?
The best
So
wishes.
you're leaving me? Well, you've always left me. You left me for my sentencing.
Yeah.
You left me when I was supposed to report.
Because shortly after the charges were filed, she filed for divorce, and she didn't come to the sentencing, she didn't come to the court dates, she pretty much just separated. Apollo seemed super unstable at this point. I remember being a little afraid for her. That's why I feel bad for her, because this is horrific to go through, but I also know she's probably really embarrassed. And that sucks, because even if you're not embarrassed, it sucks. So to be embarrassed on top of that really, really sucks. Yeah, I was a little afraid for her too. This is kind of giving the same vibes as Jax Taylor, where I'm yeah, let's keep the cameras rolling. Let's make sure we catch all of this.
I'm praying for you, though.
You pray for me?
I sure will.
You should. You took everything from me.
Did I, baby?
You should pray for me.
Mm-hmm.
Did I, baby?
Make sure you
is
know my
diabolical.
key and my fob.
All right.
You got all these people brainwashed. That's terrible. Make sure you do what's right and have what's available to me when I come home, please.
Okay. Now, Bun, don't let him come back, because the police is going to come and get him now.
So he wanted a key to get back in the house when he gets out of prison, and she was basically I don't know if I'm going to live here. He got sentenced to 9 years in prison, and this is right before he had to go report to prison. So this is her talking about that.
How's it been going for you, Phaedra, watching the episode? How's it been going
Yikes. So that was on season like 6 or 7, I believe. She stayed on the show for a while after that, but then she was ultimately removed from Real Housewives of Atlanta. And someone said she should have gotten a restraining order against him. In some ways, I agree with you, but I see why I assume she didn't, because he had an existing legal case going on, and I'm sure just him being the father of her children, she didn't want to make that situation worse, and I would imagine filing a restraining order against someone who's currently in the process of being tried and sentenced is not great for them, so I'm assuming that's why she didn't. But yeah, it's a lot. So, moving away from the Apollo stuff, he did go to prison. They did get divorced. It seemed like pretty horrible for her. She took her kids to visit him in prison a couple times, I believe. They showed once on the show, and she really did not want to go, but everyone else convinced her to take them. So that was kind of her show era. Like you saw, a lot of different various plot lines she had. Let's talk about why she was removed. One of the most controversial moments, and someone was talking about this in the chat earlier, was when Phaedra was removed because she spread a damaging rumor about her co-stars Kandi Burruss and Todd Tucker. Throughout the seasons, tensions escalated among the cast as Portia repeatedly hinted that Burruss and Tucker had allegedly planned to drug her and take her to a sex dungeon. The explosive claim became a major point of contention, with Kandi vehemently denying the allegations. And Kandi, just so you know, Kandi wrote the songs No Scrub. She's a very famous songwriter and singer. What group was she in? She was in a major girl group in like the 90s. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. Let me look it up. Kandi Burruss group. Now my computer will load. Oh. It's gonna bother me so much if I don't figure it out. I have to like close this window in my head. TLC. Yes. Was it TLC? Oh my god, of course fucking right now it doesn't load. Escape. You're right. It's Escape. Escape with the X. Escape. The fact that it's not loading is really pissing me off. Escape. There it is. Escape, yes. Kandi Burruss of Escape. She's also written a ton of other very famous songs for other artists. So knowing that Kandi was a child star, not a child star, but a teenage star, Kandi throughout her life has been very adamantly no drugs and very limited alcohol. Very rarely you'll see her have like one drink. She said on the show, I've never been drunk in my life. She said that being so young in the industry, she was in high school when she was like famous with Escape and touring. She said being so young in the industry, she saw so many people mess up their lives with drug and alcohol. So she never like wanted to do that to herself. So I see why this is so hurtful to her. It would be hurtful to anyone, but it would be extra hurtful if you had like been so cautious about drugs your entire adult life and like your entire life in general and made such a stance about it to then get accused of wanting to drug someone else when like you have so publicly stated like that you don't live a drug lifestyle. Like, I don't know. I just think it was like especially rude of an allegation because of how like strong she stood in that. And I just think that's really fucked up to do that to someone. So the truth behind the origin of the rumor was ultimately revealed during the season 9 reunion. Because like I said, Portia was the one talking about this. Portia and Kandi were fighting about something, I don't remember. And they were at a restaurant and Portia was like, and that's why you said you wanted to drug and rape me. And Kandi was like, what the fuck are you talking about? They fought about it all season. And then it ultimately came to light that Phaedra started the rumor. During the reunion, Phaedra admitted that she told Portia the story, but claimed she was simply repeating something she had heard from another party. She said, I repeated it because I heard it. I shouldn't have repeated it. I screwed up. I'm sorry. Portia starts crying, and Portia is like, why would you do this to me? I look so stupid. Because Phaedra told Portia, I heard this directly. I heard them talking about this. Phaedra made it seem like it was like she had it as a fact, and then later went back and was like, it was just something I repeated. I shouldn't have repeated it. Yeah, now I don't find Phaedra funny anymore. That's what I mean. Like, in a lot of ways with her legal career and stuff, like, I do admire the hustle and I admire the hard work, but she just has, like, kind of a disgenuineness about her that I kind of see. Her admission shocked the cast and the viewers. Kandi was visibly distraught, breaking down in tears over the seriousness of the false claims, which could have had severe legal and reputational consequences. Portia, who had believed the story and repeated it publicly, expressed feelings of betrayal and hurt upon learning that Parks had offered the information without any evidence. And Kandi has a business of pleasure products, so it was messed up because of being supportive of sex was also a part of her business. That's another good point, is you're kind of weaponizing her brand into something that it's not, and like making her seem like this person that really she isn't in any way from what I've seen. So the rest of the cast confronted Parks over this, and she faced near unanimous condemnation. So Andy Cohen later remarked the atmosphere was unlike anything he had ever seen on the series, stating that no one wanted anything to do with her. So the gravity of the false claim and the ethical breach it represented led her to be dismissed from the show, because apparently what it was is everyone else on the cast refused to film with her. And if everyone refuses to film with you, they can't make a show. Because y'all have seen, there's some seasons where everyone hates someone except one or two people are like, I'll talk to her. I don't know. That's how people stay on. But with this, every single cast member said, I'm not willing to be in the same room as her. So that was a sharp and dramatic end to her time on The Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Kandi, now that you know it was both Frick and Frack spreading the rumors about you, how do you feel about Phaedra escaping your wrath? You were really mad at Portia.
That wasn't the only thing that I was mad at Portia about. Now, let me just say from the beginning, I thought that maybe somebody was trying to attack my marriage or trying to say like, oh, I didn't love my husband or something like that. Because I'm like, clearly I've already told these girls that I've had a girl experience before.
I said light shade, oh, she in the closet, or could be, or whatever. That was shade.
At the end of the day, to me, it's like, if you're going to throw shade, don't throw shade about something you do as well.
Question
Oh, I remember what it was. Apparently, Kandi and Portia like made out at the club, and then Portia said a bunch of shady things about Kandi liking girls, because Kandi and Todd have been open about the fact that like they'll invite other people into their situation. Their business, their joy, I'm happy for them. But apparently that's where the shadiness kind of started. So that's what I mean. Like, they're being open about sex and being open about adults having consensual sex, and like I don't think it's right to kind of weaponize that against them.
Did someone call Kandi a lesbian?
Lynch
In order
right
for
here.
her to be a lesbian, that would mean she's sleeping only with women, correct? So that I never said she was a lesbian.
You said that she was sleeping with a woman.
That doesn't mean you're a lesbian. They were extremely close, and
so were y'all.
Yeah.
I mean, you and Portia are extremely close.
Right.
But there had to be a reason that you thought it. Had you heard it?
It had been said before. It had definitely been said before.
Oh, gosh.
Okay, so is everybody gonna act like they never heard that before?
I've never heard about Kandi and Shamir, to be honest.
Oh, okay. All right.
I would like to hear from Todd.
There was a kiss. Actually, there was more than one kiss. And then there was a proposition.
Who made the proposition?
She
did.
I made a proposition.
She did.
Okay.
She did. For us to come back to her hotel with her.
Yes,
My wife was like, no, that's not a good idea. We out of here. And that's all it was. We're all adults. It's nothing wrong with any of this.
Why do you believe that Kandi and Todd would try or even think to try to drug you to take advantage of you?
Todd's face.
I work for Dish Nation. I am in the world of journalism. So my word
now she's
needs
a
to
I mean,
be...
journalism is...
So you're downplaying my job? We do report on news.
Okay.
And a lot of our news, we like to make sure that it's accurate,
Okay.
period. So I don't
So
want
I
to be
lost
known
on
as
this.
a liar, period.
Okay.
So with that being said, I was served a cease and desist by Kandi, and I no longer can speak on the subject. So what I want to do is have...
She was on an Atlanta radio live stream thing called Dish Nation, where they like just talked about Atlanta gossip. Kind of think like E! News, but for Atlanta.
Phaedra speak, because she's the one who told me that Kandi said that.
You said that? That I wanted to drug her.
So now we know.
Not
Oh, my
say
God.
You
She
said
just
that.
said you said it.
That. I did not say it.
That is some bull
accuse you of that, Candy. I asked you, and at that point, you told me it wasn't true, and I let it go. But what I'm telling you,
not true.
Yes, I did let it go. I absolutely let it go. But I'm telling you, I was told that by Phaedra, and she can explain to you where she got that.
I repeated it because I heard it.
No, she said it. She said it to you, Phaedra.
Oh, see, there you go. There you go. The lies. There you go.
That's like a famous meme.
Trifling.
That's what I'm talking about, Portia. You keep saying, why I think she pulled your strings? Why would she tell you like that so you can run it back to me like that? Are you kidding me?
Say that about somebody if you didn't tell me that.
Don't cry now. We don't need that.
Now. I would never do that.
This is crazy as
I
fuck.
swear to God, Kitty, I would never, ever say
Cynthia's
something like that to you.
Let's be
If it
clear.
was told to me.
I think this was a grow-up moment for Portia.
You told me that. You told me she told you that.
You told her that Candy told you that?
No, don't leave. Let's leave this out. Come on, let's clear it up, Portia. Let's clear it up.
We're bullying her now.
She kept repeating, whoever told her this said that I told them that I was going to try to drug her. You told her that?
Don't cry, Candy. Phaedra, I re-asked
She was really embarrassed.
And you said that Candy told you. You said, yes, she did. Do you understand how you have me looking in these streets and how she
Drag
looks?
her, Portia.
This ain't
You
right.
can
I
drag
don't give a
her
damn
now.
what nobody ever did.
Dawn!
This is not right. I would never lie on somebody and say something like that. I trust you as a friend. There's nothing that I think that you would tell me that could hurt me or damage someone else. You said first person. You said Candy told me this.
Let Phaedra
You
talk.
said that she told you.
Always lying.
That's all she does is lie.
Oh, yeah, I'm just a liar.
Explain what happened. Why did you tell her that Candy told you?
I don't remember saying that.
This ain't right.
When it was even implied that Candy was trying to drug Portia and rape her, that's when I thought the went way too far.
The day you told me that, 2 days before I sat with Candy, you said she told you firsthand. Now come on with the real
No,
now.
I'm not saying I didn't say it. I'm saying I repeated.
Phaedra,
No, what I'm
you-
saying to you, I did say that.
How could you believe it if you know we were around each other several
It's
times?
not about what I believe what she said. Phaedra is an attorney 5 degrees. She said all the time.
lies all
She's
the
my
time.
trusted friend.
All
And the reason I asked it was because it was concerning me. There's nothing wrong with asking the question. I did not accuse Candy. I asked her a question. And she told me no. I did not say for a fact, Candy, you tried to drug me. I asked her. I said I was told this.
I was repeating something. I shouldn't have repeated it.
But you set her up to say it.
Phaedra doesn't feel bad. Look at her.
She used me to hurt you.
Do y'all know people was under my comments talking about hashtag Candy, aka Bill Cosby? You should understand that drugging somebody while they're drinking and taking them home is rape. Y'all accuse me of being a fucking rapist.
I think
That is
Candy's so
crazy.
warranted.
Why would you even repeat that? You as an attorney, why would you do that?
Oh my God.
I gotta get away from y'all.
Sheree crying.
Cause really, I gotta get away from y'all. See, this is the type of I be talking about. This is what I be talking about. See?
I know. So now I'm the villain.
Say that it was her.
Yeah?
I can't. Say she's a fraud.
I can't. Tell me she's a fraud. I've been telling you that.
I can't. I need a break for a second.
I think we should take a break.
Punch them hoes in the face. And you ever say I'm wrong?
This feels like it should be in a courtroom.
I'm just so sick of the lies. They need to be held accountable for what they do.
Yes, they do.
They're the only two that lie constantly on people. I'm not taking it no more. Not today.
Not even next Tuesday.
Not next Tuesday. Not next Wednesday at 3. Not even Friday at 1. Not today.
The fact that Candy didn't punch anyone is impressive. Conspiracy theory. Phaedra thought this would take down Candy. She'd get away with it and be the queen bee. I think so.
Candy, now that you...
So this is Nene reacts to Phaedra being exposed. And we are almost done. I've been having so much fun, though. We only have a couple slides left.
Finally, ever since the rumors about what did and didn't go down between Candy, Portia, and the lifeguard on duty at the Lady Pond, the question heard all about Atlanta has been...
Who said that?
And tonight, we found out...
You said that?
Watch. Why do you believe that Candy and Todd would try or even think to try to drug you to take advantage.
That brings us to our next full question, which is, are you surprised Phaedra started the rumors, yes or no? Are you surprised?
Absolutely not. I'm not surprised. Phaedra been doing this bullshit for a very long time. Phaedra did this exact same thing to me, as we've already discussed before. Years ago on the show, when she first came on, she brought on my half biological sister on the show and filmed with her the same way she did with Candy when she brought that Johnny guy on. She did the same thing to me, tried to take me down, and it didn't work because we ended up getting it before it even hit the air. So Phaedra's been doing stuff like this. She just got caught with these girls.
Okay, thanks for watching. Finally, ever since...
Yikes. So, what was she up to after Real Housewives of Atlanta? After a multi-year break, she returned to television in 2020. She was on the show Marriage Boot Camp with her boyfriend at the time, Medina. The appearance marked the re-entry into reality TV and offered a more personal look on her romantic life. Then she was on Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip Ex-Wives Clubs for its second season in 2022. And then she returned for the show's fourth season in 2024. And then she also was on some other stuff. She made a surprising transition by joining the cast of Married to Medicine, but she's not married. I'm very unclear about that. She was also on Traitors on Peacock. And in an early twist of the season, she was selected as one of the traitors, who's like the secret sabotager working against the other contestants. She advanced very far into the game, but was ultimately eliminated. And she was very cunning and composed. Likely thing for her to be. Later in 2024, she returned to Real Housewives of Atlanta for the 16th season. I have not watched this yet. I'm watching season 15 right now. And this is her comeback after a 7-year hiatus. So I know a lot of people in the chat expressed that they are very angry at Bravo for allowing her to come back after these allegations. But remember what I said. And remember that Bravo was rarely on the right side of history. She was not fired because she made the allegations. She was fired because everyone refused to film with her. There's new people on the Real Housewives of Atlanta now. So it's not that Bravo was like, we're going to take an ethical stand against lying. It's that the producers couldn't make the show with her. That's always what it comes down to for Bravo. Always. So, like I mentioned, next week we're doing an Ask Miss Redacted. I don't want to look at the new cast because I haven't watched it yet. And if anyone, stop talking about it. If you talk about it, I'm literally going to block all of you and never go on the internet again. That's a dramatization. I did know that Portia and Shamia are on the new season, so you didn't spoil that. But I really don't talk to me about it. Like, I really want to, I love going in blind. I love going in so blind. So I don't want to know who's on, who left. I already knew that Portia came back. I already knew that Shamia and Phaedra were on the show as well, so no one ruined anything, but move with caution. So that is Miss Phaedra Parks. I just think she's very interesting. She's one of the people that's very hard for me to read. It's rare that it's hard for me to read someone, but I really just struggle to get a read on her. But like I said, next week we're going to be doing an Ask Miss Redacted, so this can be my lore, this can be advice that you want, this can be just things that you're wondering about and want me to explain. I'll leave this up for a few moments and I will put the link in the chat again, and then we will play our frickin' game. That's hilarious because I watch your Bravo stream, so I don't have to go in blind. It depends on this thing. Sometimes I like going in blind and sometimes I don't. Oh, these questions are good. A Jax Taylor stream with current updates. That is a good one. Have you seen Tom Sandoval's cameos? I need to stop answering them. This is for next week. I kind of want to buy one for myself. Just why not? You know what I mean? Where'd our game go? I had it. Where did it go? Ruh-roh. It's okay. I can get it back. Please buy just to share with the stream. I might. Honestly, might up so we can play. And if you don't know what the game is, after every live stream, we do a little game about what we learned. So, a first time chat. Me realizing it's 7 p.m. Eastern and I'm Central. I'm sorry. It'll be up for a while though, so if you want to watch it, you can still go back and watch it. On Twitch it stays up for 2 weeks. I don't have the ability to leave it up for longer, and then on YouTube it stays forever. So let me move us to the little game about Miss Phaedra. I hope y'all found this interesting. It's not like really the most like deep or hard hitting stream I've ever done, but I just think she's a very, we're gonna do sports because I like the music. She's just a very interesting person to watch, and she's just a lot. It's Frozen, no. No. Is this Kahoot? No, but it's similar. It's cooler than Kahoot, in my personal opinion. Hopefully it's not Frozen for you all. That kind of sucks. Can you guys hear the cars when they drive past? Because sometimes they're loud. I've been posting a lot of memes on Instagram recently. That's been exciting. Exciting things happening. It's good now? Okay, good. I was just kind of pausing for a minute to see what happened. How is school not over yet? And I need a new phone case. Mine's breaking. It's a breaking. Missed the whole stream, but I'm going to try my best. I believe in you. If anyone believes in you, it's me. Oh my god, a lot of y'all are asking very good questions, and I'm really trying hard not to answer them right now because I just want to. Oh, there's something in my eye. What are your thoughts on Secret Lives of Mormon Wives? One, I'm absolutely obsessed with them. Absolutely obsessed with them. Fully obsessed with them. Can't stop watching it. Can't stop consuming it. I want them on live stream 24/7. I need it. Shout out to A Funeral by Phaedra's, please. Answer a few, please. I don't have enough for next week yet. I can't go through them. One that I will answer because it came up a couple times was about my wedding. I have done nothing. I have many thoughts. Have not looked at venues, have not picked a date, do not have a dress. And people are saying, when is it going to be? Not for a while. We just bought a house, and like I told y'all, like some stuff went wrong. We had to do some construction. And even when we got engaged, we said like, we're not in a rush to have the wedding. So we just want to do it in timing that like is enjoyable. Like I'm really not stressed about it at all. So we're thinking not this summer, either next summer or next fall. But honestly, if we start looking at venues and they're booked up, we'll just push it back. Like, it's really not that serious. Did you see the new show Real Housewives of Rhode Island is coming? Yes. I'm going to wait for it to gather a couple seasons to see how I feel. Couldn't think of a Vicki Gunvalson name, so Funerals by Phaedra it was. I saw a girl saying she's a 2028 bride, and I'm really confused. Like, are we booking things 3 years out? So here's the thing. Everyone says, oh, all the venues fill up, all the venues fill up, all the venues fill up. That is true, but it's also not. All the venues fill up if you are extremely picky and you want it on a specific day. If you want a very specific look and a very specific venue on a very specific day, you probably do need to plan it 3 years in advance, because if you want like a Spanish Castle feel on a June Saturday, like that's very specific. But like if you're a little more like, oh, I want to do it at a park, I want to do it at a hotel, and you're more flexible about timing, you can do it on a much tighter timeline. I used to work at a hotel that had a lot of weddings. I saw weddings get planned over the course of 2-3 years, and I saw weddings get planned over the course of 3 months. Like if the date's available, the date's available, and you can put it together very quickly if you want to. It just depends like how picky you are. So that's why it just kind of, a white fridge. Y'all always nail the Nearpod usernames. Oh, they're so funny. Yeah, but also, who knows? Maybe a year from now, I'm going to be like, everything's booked up. Everything is booked up. And then if it is, maybe I'll be a 2028 bride. Who knows? Do you guys follow Ashley Frat? She's my favorite. She teaches A-Push too. Sometimes she sends me her lesson plans, which is really cool. She's the one that's like teacher by day, server by night, mom of 7, 24/7. Okay, so while you guys are making your little Nearpod usernames, actually I might play it because there's not that many people here. I forever was like, ever since I saw the Ninja Creamy? Is that what it's called? Do you guys know what I'm talking about? It's like the Ninja blender, but it makes ice cream. Do you know what I'm referring to? But anyway, as soon as I saw it, I was like, I don't need that because you have to freeze the shit for 24 hours before you can make it. And I just think that that's bullshit. But my sister has one, and I was at her house, and her husband had like 10 of those bitches in the freezer. And he was like, I just bought 10 of the refills, and I just fill them all up. So then when I want one, they're all just ready to go. So we had like different flavors just ready to go. And it was so good. And I was like, damn. I guess if you're willing to buy 10 of the little cups and just always have them ready. Now I'm seeing something. So now I'm wondering. All right, I'm going to go ahead and start the game. Let's do this frickin' thing. I wanted one for our wedding and no one bought us one. Someone told me it was trashy to put only cash on my registry, but I don't think it's trashy. I think it's honest. But I put other stuff in addition to the cash. Girl on TikTok recaps 4 weddings and it's amazing. 2010s TV. I love 4 weddings. It's incredible. I've been watching Bridal Plasty, which is as horrific as it sounds, but looking up some of the women, they have some insane lore. One of them was found in a shallow grave recently. Stop. Why did Savannah Chrisley in a MAGA hat just come across my phone? Is it fun being engaged? Yes, but I just think the word fiance is kind of cringe. Like, I wish we had a word that wasn't so French for that. But it is very fun being engaged. I win. I won dating. And part of the reason I'm so like, girl, I don't know about the wedding is we're having an engagement party this summer that's like very like barbecue casual vibes, but that engagement party is going to be big. So I've been very focused on that, like the food and the invitations and all that. So that's why I like literally have barely thought about the wedding because I'm doing this big engagement party. Like, I'm very casual. But we're gonna do a small wedding, so I was like, let's have a big ass engagement party that's just like literally anyone can come. And that's what I told everyone I invited. Like all my parents, I was like, literally invite whoever the fuck you want. I was like, your friends that barely know me, perfect, bring them. Because I was like, I just want a thing that's like casual and easy that everyone can come to. So I've been kind of focused on that because that's sooner. But that's almost ready to go. I really just have to figure out the food. It's because the Orange Man part in 2. Who was Phaedra married to during her early seasons on Real Housewives of Atlanta? I'm having like acid reflux. I think because I drank alcohol over the weekend. And I haven't really been drinking alcohol because I've been having a lot of like stress and mental health woes for the last couple months. So for me, alcohol makes that a lot worse. So I haven't been drinking alcohol much at all. Do they bring gifts to an engagement party? A couple people asked me, so I'm like working on a registry, but I don't think that's customary. I don't know. So that's why I was like, I'll make a registry just because if people ask, I like stuff. So I want to have something to send them. But I put on there, I was like, no gifts necessary. But I'll always take a gift. What crime was Apollo Nida convicted of in 2014? I'm gonna watch Boardwalk Empire later and probably eat ice cream. I was gonna eat Sour Patch Kids, but I think that's probably not great for acid reflux. I would imagine ice cream's probably not great either, but feels less bad. Did Mr. Redacted pick out your ring by himself? Yes and no. Like 90% yes, but he like got advice from my sister. So like I was not a part of it at all, if that's what you're asking. Put these things in the ask me for next week and I'll answer them in more depth. I'll give you all the gory details. What false claim did Phaedra repeat that led to her exit? And then, oh, I misread that. I thought that 6 was a 9. We still have 4 questions. How long were you guys together before you won dating? 3 years. On which reality show did she appear with Medina? I still want to know how she got on Married to Medicine without being married. I thought that show you had to be married to medicine or medicine yourself. I'm nosy. What reason did Phaedra give for not sharing her due date on the show? Apollo wanted it private, kills me. Why aren't you loading? Okay. 2 more questions. I'm glad Funerals by Phaedra, an unclean buttermilk parking lot. Nene saying who's Todd is stuck in my head now. I get words stuck in my head too. When did Phaedra Parks and Apollo get married? This is a hard one. The dates ones are always hard. I don't have to sweeten, or what is it? I don't have to change my, she says I don't have to something for Todd. I mean, who is Todd? Oh, you were talking about Todd, the orange man pardoning Todd. Okay, that's what you were talking about when I brought up Savannah Chrisley. President Trump to pardon reality TV stars Todd and Julie Chrisley. Like, I guess that's better than a lot of stuff he's done, but like, whatever, man. What's the first thing you're doing when school is over? Taking a nap, and then I have an appointment at a spa the following Monday. That's what I'll be doing. Alrighty, Gab in first place, then Funerals by Phaedra, an unclean buttermilk parking lot, Rachel, Profcat, Skirm, Duncan parking lot, Madison A white fridge, Kamika, Smelly lot, Brittany for president, MB's trying my best, iPhone parking lot, Finley, Tater, and then some people that fell off, but I still love you anyway. All right. Any memes, anything to add, anything you want to bring to the conversation? I'm here for it, but I am going to leave soon because I'm tired. Ways second guess it. Sorry, I should have explained since there's a gap and sometimes I studied hard. A normal response to a married man, LOL, thanks, babe. I'll just email married men. I don't need to ever text them for anything. We can have an email correspondence that's very professional. That's good enough for me. Also, I'm excited to show you guys my office. It was like really giving nothing for a while, but it's really starting to give something. I'm really excited about it. It's looking good in here. Looking good in here. I need to get a bookcase. There's so many books everywhere. I have so many. It's like kind of out of hand. Office reveal. I'll show you in a little bit. There's just like, so right now it looks worse than it did before because there's piles of stuff everywhere. So I don't want to show you yet, but soon it will look cool. Also, I don't really have a way to show you because of the way my computer is situated. Thank you for class. You are welcome. I very much enjoy this. We don't know what it's giving, but it's it's kind of very different vibes than my old one. I have bookcases from IKEA. They get the job done. Yeah, I was thinking about getting that. I was also thinking about, this is the awkward thing. Can I show you this? I'm afraid if I turn my computer, it's going to become unplugged. So, because all the cords are like tangled together. So I really don't want to move it. But anyway, on this wall, there's like a door and then there's a closet door. So there's like a gap in between. So I was like, oh, let me get a bookcase for that entire wall in between. But there's a light switch on the wall. So I was thinking about, instead of a bookcase, doing a bunch of floating shelves so that I still have access to the light switch. And then I can get some like cool bookends. But like 12 of them, like a lot. Take a pic on your phone. Oh, you're right. You are right. Okay. So this is what it looks like in that corner right now. The ring light makes it hard. So you can see, I was gonna get, God, this is horrific. It's a fucking ring light. There you go. So I was gonna get like a big bookcase for that entire wall, but because of the light switch, I think it might just be better with floating shelves. Stop. That's horrible. All right. On that note, we're going to call it there. Thank you for being here. I will see you next week for Ask Miss Redacted. Have a great night. We're almost done with school for those of you that are in school. And if you are not in school anymore and you are in the workforce, not as a teacher, you only have the rest of your life. You'll get through it. I believe in you. Adios. Love you.